Hi guys, this was not the video that I was planning to make today. Sometimes when I film something that I'm not planning to film, I have a hard time like communicating effectively, and I'll end up doing like 500 takes of the video. I'm gonna try really hard not to do that today. It's like a big waste of time. It's very frustrating. It's hard to edit the footage, so I'm just gonna try to work through this. If you watched my last video, then you know that I brought a horse to LA with the intention of leasing him, and he was on a 2-week trial just to make sure that everything checked out. And unfortunately, they're not gonna work out. It's really, really devastating, especially because he was such a good horse. I really thought it was going to be like a perfect fit. And then he got a vet check, like a pre-purchase exam, which is pretty standard to do when you're either leasing or purchasing a horse. And it was not sound. There were just a lot of pieces of his like medical evaluation that would make him unsuitable. In fact, the vet believes that he should probably retire. So yeah, it's pretty devastating. I feel really sad about it. I also just feel a lot of guilt having him make the trip down to LA and then having it not work out. And maybe I could have saved him the trip. And it's just sad. It's really upsetting. I will get over it, but I'm feeling quite sad about it now. He's going to be leaving tomorrow really early in the morning, so I'm heading over there now to just hand walk him around, spend a little bit of time with him before he leaves, and also clean out my locker because I have a lot of things there at the moment. I do slightly regret sharing my journey with this, I guess, on YouTube because, I don't know, I knew there was a chance that it might not work out, but I really thought things were in our favor. But yeah, I will get over it. I've also been dealing with a health issue in between, actually for almost the last year, and I haven't shared too much about it on social media, but in between doing the trial with the horse, I've been trying to get some answers on kind of what's happening in my body, so that's been a little bit stressful as well. I'll probably share a little bit more information about that later in the video, but ultimately I don't fully know what's wrong. I just know something isn't completely right, and I don't want to like speculate on the internet and self-diagnose and all that stuff, but just know that this is what's happening in my life, and I'm choosing to share it with you guys because I share a lot of pieces of my life. But yeah, I'm gonna head over to the barn, say my last goodbye, I guess, and then come home and hopefully just do a lot of relaxing stuff at the house. Probably a lot of cleaning. I'm definitely someone who cleans when I'm distressed. Hi, buddy. Hi. Hi. Whoa. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Okay, so I am back home. It's definitely a lot harder than I thought it would be. Feeling a little bit down. I did pick up some groceries on the way home, so I'm gonna make a really healthy and nice dinner. And in the meantime, I have made myself a little bit of a snack plate. I'll show you in a moment. And I'm gonna take the next like 30 minutes probably to kind of clean up the kitchen and the dining room because it is a disaster zone. I will insert some footage that I took earlier today, but really our house right now is just extremely disorganized, and I know I'm gonna feel a lot better when it's cleaner, and it will be really nice to prepare dinner in a clean space, eat in a clean space, and hopefully go to bed with an equally nice, tidy house. Here is my little snack plate. I thought it might make me feel a little bit better. They usually do, honestly. Have some oranges, my favorite. Some of these black sesame crackers, these are so good. And a little piece of vegan truffle cheese. I'm also having one of these little probiotic shots. And then I'm gonna, yeah, listen to an audiobook, clean a little bit, and kind of process the day, and then come back to prepare our meal. All right, I am back to make dinner. It's a little bit after 8 p.m., I think, 8:15. A little bit later than I planned, but the kitchen and the dining room are looking a whole lot better. I'm going to show you from the doorway. Here is our point of reference from earlier. Definitely a huge difference. I do still have a couple of boxes over here, but the majority of the big clutter is gone. I'm hoping to go through the rest of it tonight, and the kitchen's a lot cleaner, a lot more space on the counter. I have also poured myself an adult beverage. This is my new favorite thing, hard kombucha. I don't know if you guys have tried it before, but this brand is really good. It's called Juneshine. They are actually the sponsor of this video, but I did have a ton of them in my refrigerator before they even reached out for this partnership, and then they ended up sending me their additional flavors. They have 5 flavors, and they're all really delicious. The ingredients are really clean. They don't use any artificial flavors, additives, or syrups. So it's not like overpowering or synthetic tasting, and it just feels like the healthier kind of option when it comes to alcohol. In general, I'm not a huge drinker at all, but I do go through phases where I kind of like to have a little drink while I'm cooking or relaxing at nighttime. All of the Juneshine kombuchas are 100% organic, gluten-free, and 6% alcohol by volume. They all contain 500 CFUs of probiotics per can. I really don't know what that means, but it seems like a lot, and it makes me feel like I'm drinking something relatively healthy, especially when it comes to alcohol. The one that I've poured is my favorite flavor. It's the honey ginger lemon. It tastes like a health tonic in a way, but like in a good way. I also really like their painkiller flavor, which is a little bit more tropical, and it has activated charcoal in it and nutmeg. It's very unique, but all of the flavors have been really, really good. They are also really affordable. It comes out to about $2 per can, and Juneshine has just launched nationwide shipping. So if you guys want to try them, you can use my link in the description box below for 20% off your order plus free shipping. Obviously, you must be 21 years of age or older to order, and please drink responsibly. Do not drink and drive, but feel free to do whatever else it is that you do in the comfort of your own home when you're having a delicious beverage. All right, so for dinner, I'm just keeping it pretty simple. I'm trying to eat more vegetables and more protein. I have already prepped our main, which is gonna be black cod. So I have that over here. I know a lot of you are like confused about my diet, but I really don't like adhere to any specific diet. I'm not vegan, it's kind of complicated. But yeah, this is like a really, really good marinade. You guys should totally try it. I mean, you could use it for anything. You could even use it for like tofu if you don't eat fish. It has brown sugar, soy sauce, and just a couple of other ingredients. Very simple, but really flavorful. So this has been marinating for the last maybe 30 minutes. And then I'm gonna make some asparagus in a pan and some sauteed mushrooms in a pan as well, which is one of my favorite sides, just with a little bit of butter. Probably do this with olive oil. and it's gonna take, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes to throw it all together. I will need 3 pans, but that's it. Very into candlelight cooking lately. One of my subscribers made me this candle. Thank you, Lisa. I really feel more calm when I'm cooking without bright lights. So I'm going to snap the ends off of this asparagus. So what I usually do with asparagus, I snap the ends off because you can kind of tell like where there's like a point that easily snaps off, and then I'll just go back and cut the end a little bit so it looks nicer. And then with mushrooms, I will cut the ends off, and then usually cut them in like halves or quarters depending on how large they are. You never really want to wash mushrooms, by the way. You can use like a damp cloth to clean them. When you wash them, they absorb a lot of water and become kind of waterlogged because they're so porous. So avoid that if you can. I think I've said this before, but when I was young, I really hated mushrooms. I would even go to the extreme telling people at restaurants that I was allergic. I found a new appreciation for them as an adult, I guess. And now I'm a really big fan. And that is my prep really fast. Dinner is just about ready. I have my black cod finishing up. I like to cook it in some of the sauce. I did add a lot tonight, but I just think it makes it more flavorful. You do have to be careful and make sure it's fully cooked through. And then I have my mushrooms in the back, just a little butter and sea salt, and my asparagus. Super easy in a pan. I'll probably squeeze a little bit of lemon over it, and then I seasoned it with salt. I will also add some pepper. Over here. Thanks.
Thank you. This looks really good. Want to say grace? Let's hear it.
You offered.
No, I said, do you want to say grace? And instead you asked me to pull your finger.
How do I eat around the bone?
I'm just cutting it. Super good. You like it?
I haven't tried it.
Oh, really?
Mm-mm. I'm scared of the bone.
No. You have to work tonight, I take it, right?
I'm almost done filming. Hi guys, so it's actually a few days later, but before I ended this video, I wanted to come back and give you a little update since I had mentioned, excuse me, that I was having a health issue. I didn't want to like say that and then just drop off and not say anything about it in case anyone was concerned. So I did want to say that I'm definitely okay. I have been having a strange issue related to my heart, and I'm really not quite sure exactly what is causing it, and right now my doctor isn't quite sure either, but we are taking all the necessary steps to figure out what's going on. There are many ideas I have of things that it could be. Of course, there's so much information on the internet, and it's easy to like see symptoms and try to align what you're experiencing with those symptoms that you're reading online. But I've really been trying not to do that, and instead just really being proactive to find out what is wrong. I was seeing a cardiologist last year to try to figure out what was happening, and he was basically writing my symptoms off as anxiety and panic attacks, and no doubt what is happening does cause a lot of anxiety for me because it feels scary, but it's definitely not anxiety. And I do feel like sometimes when you're young and healthy, doctors will kind of like write you off and just kind of assure you that everything's fine. But you know, deep down, you know when something's not really right with your body. And having had anxiety for most of my life, it just felt like something different. And luckily, finally, it was picked up on an EKG. And now I am just taking all the steps possible to eliminate things and solve problems and figure it out. So I don't really know how long it's gonna take, but I have a bunch of appointments coming up. I'm also wearing like a 2-week heart monitor so that my doctor can just take a look of how my heart is functioning. But I really feel very positive and very calm about it. And now that I am working with a doctor who I feel is very much on my side, my anxiety has tremendously decreased. And I'm able to kind of remain a lot calmer when I do have little issues and not cycle into anxiety because I don't know what's going on in my body, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's kind of just a mini update. I have been cleared right now by my doctor to continue exercising, which is a pretty large part of my life. Being active is really important to me. So I have been able to continue doing that. And in fact, it has seemed to help things in a way. Like, it definitely hasn't been making anything worse. So I'm just kind of going on with my life as usual. And I'll give you guys more updates when I know more information. Again, I really wanted to avoid like talking about what it could be or what it might be. There are just so many things. I mean, I've done a lot of research on medicine in my life. It's something that I'm really interested in. So the wheels in my head are turning, but my gut instinct is telling me that this is something that I'll be able to live with and hopefully something that's safe. So I feel reassurance in that. Since I started filming this video, I've also had some time to kind of sit with the whole situation that happened with the horse. It's now been several days since he's gone back home. Everything went well. He arrived home safely, and I'm feeling very positive about the situation in general. Feeling just like everything in my life is kind of falling into place as it should, and I'm feeling very optimistic about everything in my life, which is a really good place to be and a really good feeling to have. So I hope that some of you out there are also experiencing that optimism, even if you have had challenging times recently. And hopefully this year will be optimistic for a lot of us. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I will see you all very soon in my next video, and I will talk to you then.